Good morning and welcome to lesson 130 and 131 in language class. Boys and girls, we're just going to do a review of the seat work you have completed. So take out that paperwork and follow along with me. We have page 201 and 202 for today's lessons. Please follow along with our paper. Number one, we have, they're asking us to change adjectives to adverbs. We change eager to eagerly. We have real to really. Possible to possibly. Now, we need to change this E because it's ending with an E. P-O-S-S-I-B-L-Y. Possibly. Steady. Steady to steadily. Remember, we're dropping the Y. Adding an I and then add L-Y. Steadily. Busy. Busily. Again, the same thing. Drop the Y. Change it to an I and add ly. Okay, this next section, section E, you should have done. We are doing the opposite. We're going to change the adverb to an adjective. So you're going to take the ly word simply and change it to simple. Very good. Simple. High there. And joyously, you're changing to joyous. You're just taking off the ly. Strongly changes to strong. Carelessly, you're dropping the ly to careless. Noisily, you're doing the same thing. Noisy. Remember, we're going to take this noisily to noisy. We're dropping the ly. We're also going to change that I back to a y. Noisy. And the next section here, we have, think F. Let me make sure I take off those. They're asking us to fill in the blanks. You need to go ahead and fill in these blanks. Right here we have no or any. So we're going to pick no or any. You have the birds haven't blank crumbs. They haven't any. Oh, we are looking, boys and girls, I hope you remembered our little video. We cannot put two negative words in a sentence because there is already haven't. We can't put no. Remember, we cannot have two negative words in a sentence. So that's what we're doing here. So we have aren't or are. There, blank, no pictures in this book. Let's make this a little bigger so you can see in case you don't have your paper with you. Let's see. There aren't or there are no pictures in this book. Remember, only one negative, and we already have a negative, so we need are. Jasmine blank any flowers. Hasn't any flowers? Has any flowers. What do you think here? Let's put any for those who are looking at their paper. And we'll move this just a little bit. And number 3 again. So Jasmine blank any flowers. Okay, do you have any negative words in here? No, so you need hasn't. Hasn't any flowers. Michael saw hardly blank birds on his bike. Saw hardly no or hardly any. Any is correct. Very good. nothing or anything. He didn't do blank wrong. Oh, I hear you guys saying this all the time. He didn't do nothing wrong. Do you have didn't? Can you put nothing? That's a negative word. Make sure you know that this is a negative word. It has the word no in it. So you need the word anything. Okay, boys and girls, don't forget, you need to make sure that you know only one negative word in a sentence. We can't put 2 arms in 1 sleeve. Remember, we can't put 2 feet in 1 pant leg. You need to know that we do not put 2 negative words in 1 sentence. Okay, your last section here is section G on this page. And that section is telling us, please read the directions. Please read the directions. I had a parent call me asking me about something. They did not read the directions. Please make sure you read the directions. Read each sentence carefully. Say to yourself, do I need to use how or well? Let's move it over. Do I need to use the word to tell how well or a word to tell what kind of good? Then write either well or good in the blanks. So number 1, let's see here, number 1. Our class reads well aloud. Our class reads good aloud. Okay? So are we saying, do I need the word to tell how or what kind? Are we talking about how we read or what kind we read? We're talking about how. So you need the word well. This is a blank cookie. Are we talking about what kind or how? We're talking about what kind of cookie, so it is a good cookie. Number 3, can you set the table? Are we talking about how or what kind? Can you set the table well? Next one. Did you eat a blank breakfast this morning? Oh, it's your first day of online learning. Did you eat a blank breakfast this morning? Are we asking how or what kind? How or what kind? We're asking about what kind. So you're putting a good breakfast. Paul wrote a blank paragraph. Did he write are we asking about the kind of paragraph or how he wrote it? We're asking about the kind of paragraph, so we use the word good. Boys and girls, please check along your papers. I don't want you to keep these wrong answers. Make sure you check the answers on your paper. Okay, and your lesson 131 is on the back. You might have to make that a little bit smaller so we can fit it, and I will erase it. Again, you should have this paper done. We will only go through a few of them today. Make sure that you're following along with your paper. All right. We have Think A. Again, reading the directions, boys and girls. Find the error in capitalization or punctuation in each sentence. Be able to explain the error to your teacher. Well, let's go through them. Number 1. My name is Charlotte, said the spider to Wilbur. What is it missing? I hope you remembered, this is a direct quotation. My name is Charlotte, said the spider to Wilbur. Number 2. Last July, we took a trip to a beautiful country of Canada. What is it missing, boys and girls? I hope you said that it's missing a period. We need a period at the end of the sentence. Let's skip over to number 5. Number 5 says, why don't you enter the relay race, Nicholas? Did you find something wrong there? There was one thing wrong. It's a really tiny one. It's right over here. It's a contraction. You need the apostrophe for don't. Number 6, why do you ask so many questions? Dad complained. I bet none of you found this. Please let me know. Make a little comment somewhere in Google Classroom to tell me if you found this answer. I'm going to put it in, but I bet you didn't find it. It's right here. You need capital D for Dad. And that leads me to number 8. Number 8 says, he replied, no, I didn't see Aunt Jill at the park. Do you find that one? Aunt Jill or Aunt Jill needs a capital letter. Okay? All right. Like I said, we're going to go through just a few of them. Make sure you have the right idea. This one, you're going to make some good sentences, rewriting the following fragments, and run together sentences. Okay, we'll do one of those. The car and truck in the driveway. Well, that's just a fragment. What happened to them? Are they in the driveway? The car and truck are in the driveway. So you could insert are in the driveway or left the driveway. You can change those as you want. Make sure you put a capital letter when you rewrite the sentence. Make sure you put a period at the end of the sentence. Okay? And think C. Last one for today. Think C. Again, you should have these filled out. It says underline the verb 2 times, the subject once, and circle the adjectives. Go slow, boys and girls, and make sure that you are finding all of those answers. So let's do it. Circle the adjectives, draw 2 lines for the verbs, okay? Verbs. The fertile river valley grows bountiful crops. The verb is, underline grows. And then we find the subjects. What are the subjects? There's only one. It's a valley. And now we circle the adjectives. Remember, the adjective defines a noun. It describes a noun. Describes a noun. What kind of valley? A river valley. What kind of valley? A fertile valley. What kind of valley? The valley. You see that? What else? What about crops? Crops is a noun. What is the word that describes crops? Bountiful crops. So you need to circle all of those. Number 2 says, God's creation sings forth his praises. So we first find the verb, sings. We find the subject. What's the subject? Who or what sings? Creation sings. Now we find the adjectives. So, whose creation? God's creation. Whose praises? His praises. Those are both adjectives. Let's jump down here. Number 6, a beautiful green parrot was in the cage. First we find the verb and double underline it. Where's the verb? A beautiful green parrot was in the cage. Was is the verb. Who or what was? Parrot. That's the subject. Now, what are the adjectives that describe parrot? We have a green parrot, a beautiful parrot, a parrot. Now, this is a noun, cage. What is the adjective that describes cage? What kind of cage? The cage. Which cage? The cage. Okay, number 7. 7 terrified children sat there motionless. Ooh, I don't think that has ever happened in this classroom. Have you ever been so terrified that you stood still for a long time? What did they do? They sat. Who or what sat? The children. What kind of children? The terrified children. What kind of children? The 7 children. That's how many children? And that is it, okay? Go ahead and make sure you finish the rest. Make sure they're correct. Make sure you follow the directions completely, and we will see you back tomorrow for lesson 132.